Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Converse stream burst. Bastards. Welcome to the American Idolatry Grim Grizz live stream. I myself. No, that wasn't a head falling off. M. Griswold, Caius Grimm, of the First Larva Ingression Protocol, founding member of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, and pillar of the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, because the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants was taken. Good morning to Dolly from South Africa, as we've been told, and mostly not working. Oh, the reference to the Kinder Garden. This is funny because this is the Kinder Garden portion of the stream is one of the darkest, most disturbing things I've ever discussed on stream. So if we get there, you should probably bow out. How am I doing? Yes. How? By the grace of God is how I'm doing it. Today, hey, Tayo, which, man, I wish it was pronounced Teo, but Tayo. What is it over there? About 9 a.m. almost? What time is it? Let's start you off with some of the importance of disappointment, shall we? Wait, pull this out. And make that big. All right, where are we at? All right, and then do this, and here you go. Oh, thanks, mostly. Yeah, thank you. There is that part. But before I strike you with the importance of disappointment, let me first restore the. Am I okay on the volume? I'm kind of quiet for me, I think, but so long as the mic's doing its job, right? This is your representative noggin. At some point, I intend to shove the microphone in there, but for right now, I just put it up by the camera to have it, because the camera doesn't look like a face, and you guys are a face, so you're a little lopsided, but you're there. Here on the Virtually Not Alone Network live streams, hosted by yours truly, thanks to the Shadow Cabal of production executives, which you can become a member of at the Buy Me a Coffee / Grim Grizz link. Thanks to those people and the Dreamcatcher of Optimal Grip. We do savings those here against mind control because you're swimming in it all the time. Just people trying to make you feel less because you don't have their product, right? That's a spell they're casting on you. And to resist it, you can base it on survival, social, wisdom, or heart. And if it's over 10, you take half damage from mind control for the rest of the show and the rest of your day. And if it's under 10, you take full damage, but you can get bonuses to this roll by speaking with our hive mind in the hive mind jet. Meanwhile, choose survivalists with a man, it's dark tonight. What is that? You guys tell me. You tell me. What is it? Oh, it looks like is that a 16 or an 18? 18. That's an 18. A pair of 9s making out for the survivalists tonight. Socialists to be most honest, you're on the cusp of both 11 and Baker's Coven 13. It was like leaned up against another die just like that. So the number of transformation or a Baker's Coven for the socialists tonight. Lovers of wisdom, would you look at that? the wisdom folks tonight with a nat 20. That's the big. That's your. You might take no damage from the mind control tonight, as a matter of fact. Hard folks coming in with the close second. Just one down. I hope you got your bonus. That's a 19. Now, on that 20 still gets things that 19 with a bonus doesn't get. You know, you can have a bonus that's giving you a 24. It's still better to have a nat 20 because that's the way the dice work. Oh, Indigo folk, just so you know, you're coming in right below the heart with two nines, 18 for you. 18 for you. I hope that those satisfy you folks, for you're desiring with the rolls. No, it was an 18, just like the Indigo kids. Tayo Dally, look at that wisdom, Tayo. You got the nat 20 today. Hey, you know what's fun? Some branding. And now, hoping that's sufficient. No, it's not sufficient to do. There is one more thing we've started doing. We don't know why exactly we're doing this, but we are. And that's the promo for this EMF beanie. You can get there's a link in the Discord, which you should be able to get to in the description below. And if you go to that link and you type in the code tinfoil, you can get this new, the 21st century tinfoil hat. They get lambs EMF beanie. And I think if I get enough referrals, they'll put a lobster monkey goose right there on us. But we have to have grounds from which to leverage when we start our negotiations. And that's where you come in by using the affiliate links today. All right. And now the card part that we're starting to do. When my thoughts escaping. Oh, I'm not even sure. Okay, and now, having finally sufficiently adued, one more branding.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile. Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
Remember, Embody.
There is no agency. We want
what's best. All right, we'll begin this episode with a little piece of the importance of disappointment.
We cannot own a home. That's maybe one of the best ways to formulate that. And there seems to be something in the way that we formulate our stories, the way that the big story is formulated, the one that Paul brought us on, from the fall to the eschaton that is captured in the Christian story, that seems to be hinting at this all the way through. So why do I say it's going to be an anti-symbolic talk? It's that most of the time what I tend to do is to point people to the beauty, right? To the fullness, to the fact that the world is full of light, that the world is...
Wait just a gall darn minute. It seems to be in the hive mind chat. Tayo said, "Hey, Dolly," and Dolly then called him an apricot. And I don't know what kind of coded messages you guys are up to, but remember, Embody, there is no agency.
It's that most of the time what I tend to do is to point people to the beauty, right? To the fullness, to the fact that the world is full of light, that the world is full of the grace of God, that the world is full of these patterns that point us to their meaning and shine. And I think that that's absolutely true. But there's also another aspect to the way the world exists, which is that we always have to be disappointed in the things that we find along the way. And that's actually a necessity. It actually has to be that way. There's no way around it. And it has to be that way for the, when I talk about this hierarchy of reality.
Speaking of hierarchies, good morning.
Right? These layers of how the world exists as this fractal structure of things embedded into each other. Well, it seems like one of the corollaries to that, or one of the things that makes that possible, is that everything, while being full, is also always insufficient all the time. It always has to be, and that seems to be a big part of the story that you find in Scripture, like the whole big narrative. And the crucifixion is the surprising part of that. It's one of the most surprising ways that the story tries to.
Surprise! Now, earlier tonight, when I was, poking around my own computer, for whatever reason, I opened my where I keep some of the PDFs that I've downloaded and such, and what if I do a new present? Yes, okay, I guess I stop this one and then share a new one, which is this one here. And one of the documents I found therein was here, and it was marked there it is. No, there it is. It was called the Circle of the Serpent, and I didn't bother reading all this stuff in the middle, right? But I went down to here at the bottom there, and since it resonated with what you just heard when I listened to it later, I listened to the thing from Pajot again, even though I was there at the time. Oh my God. I listened to it again, and then it resonated with this thing I happened to open earlier. And so I'm now going to read that to you and see if you see, anyway, this is the cosmic myth, the esoteric drama which underlies the exoteric process of evolution. It sets forth in the first place the idea of the open circle and the closed circle. The open circle, or the spiral, is the world before the fall of the 6 days of creation, crowned by the seventh day, the cosmic Sabbath, which corresponds to what one designates in mathematics as the step of the spiral. It suggests the idea of unlimited growth and advancement being through its form only the introduction or antechamber to eternity. It promises unlimited progress. The closed circle, in contrast, is in principle only a prison, whatever its extent may be. It is a wheel which turns on itself and therefore suggests no advancement beyond its circle. The idea that the closed circle or wheel suggests is that of eternal repetition. 3 historical personalities have vividly portrayed the idea of the cosmic wheel, although each of them did so in a different way. These are Gautama Buddha, Solomon, and Friedrich Nietzsche. And so, I don't know if you guys detected any resonance between those two, but there's segment 1 of our fancy pants kindergarten American Idolatry stream. Don't forget the God mask. Oh, and you can get a Beholder tank, a tank top with this on it. At the links below. Oh, and welcome. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And subscribes.
Don't worry, Mom. I know all about cannibalism. I saw it on TV.
See? It's okay. We saw it on the television.
And then now we're moving on to segment 2, which we shall call the American Idolatry section, And I have a note over here that says that the grasping of idolatry starts at 6:41. And so we return to the importance of disappointment with our good friend, that guy. That guy.
It's something like an eschatological memory. We can put it in the past, we can put it back in the mythical times, we can put it back before the flood in history, or we can project it into the future as the ultimate goal, as the ultimate destination. But that's how it appears necessarily, because in some ways sustains it sustains the world. When that image lands, when it happens, there's an aspect of it which is bright, and there's an aspect of it which is death. That's how we encounter it. We encounter it as a coming into something real, and then ultimately having to give that up. And if we don't, then it becomes an idol, right? That's the whole story of idolatry in Scripture, has something to do with that. All of these things that are good, we try to grasp them, then they immediately they die. So we have to give them up.
My little friends, the little man with his racing snail, the nighthawk, even the stupid bat. I couldn't hold on to them. The nothing pulled them right out of my hands. I failed.
Hey, hey, welcome. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you. Oh, hi. Hi. Well, this is the kinder garden American idolatry stream. We're at the American idolatry part. Uh, dust to dust with. I don't think that clip is talking directly about idolatry. That the Pajot one I just played, or the not the big strong hands one I just played. Dust. When we guys say things like that, there's this big huge delay right going on. I don't know. We really have to work on communication protocols between the hive mind and the guy driving the ship and or the lovely co-host that reads the chat for me. No, the rock biter wasn't idolatry. That's my other spin angle on it. Dust. Jesmon, welcome. I haven't familiarized myself with your name, so if it's your second time, I apologize. In case it is your second time and I don't recognize you, you get a +4. And because I think it's your first time, you get a +4. So hey, next saves. I wish I could have seen Jonathan in person with you all, but I'm going to see JVP live tomorrow, and I'm hoping he's got a Joker suit on. I hope he dresses up for you too, Jasmine. I hope he dresses up for you too. Apparently, at one of the speeches somebody on the Discord went to right after I was bugging people about it, he addressed that time he had the Holy Spirit experience that I call him rejecting the Holy Spirit. But nobody told me what he said. So I don't know. But if you want to bring the scoop of what he talks about to the Discord, we'd love to hear it, because it's like we have spies that way. It's like we have spies that way.
Well, howdy, Rascal.
God loves me because he sent me Grim Grizz. I know he loves me.
Welcome. You're missing. What? You come at me with missing antecedents? How dare you? How dare you? Wait, the importance of disappointment, the big strong hands. I was making the point about the okay. So like when I was at this wonderful Estuary Chino conference and was like not falling asleep because we had way too much fun at Camp Chino 23. That one of the takeaways I had, I thought, was associated with this disappointment speech that Pajot gave, which was a beautiful troll, by the way, Johnny. That was great, right? Okay, let me. Yeah, okay. So, all right, hold on. Here's the point I'm actually making, and here's about the troll, how he trolled me. Okay, so like there's this big shaboo of they talk about the paintball thing on Benjamin Boyce, and then he doesn't show up at paintball, and then I go into this Estuary Chino event and I get this program, the program that says what they're gonna do, and the program that says what they're gonna do says his speech is like the importance of disappointment. So like first of all, is he giving a speech about him not showing up at the paintball, and is he gonna like not show up at all and like be like haha suckers, because that'd have been a good okay. Now the point I was actually making, oh yes, my takeaway from the speech he gave there is that when we grasp something and won't let go of it, it becomes idolatry. That like if I gisted it, that's the gist of it, right? And so, and I thought the thing that we are indoctrinated, crafted, molded, shaped, programmed more than anything as Westerners to grasp and hold on to is the secret sacred self, right? And it's the notion that I am this and only this, and I determine what this is that I am. That is the idolatry of America and the American idolatry segment. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Did you know you can get a hoodie that's not green that has lobster monkey goose on it by clicking in the description? It's fascinating. This is the American Idolatry in Kindergarten Grimgris live stream. Good morning, Jerusalem time. It's that's kind of late morning for Jerusalem, right? But there. Well. See, I didn't get to. I did. There was things that had to happen earlier today, and I wasn't able to do any streaming. And I know that later on, like in 7-8 hours, PS de Paul's going to talk about Estuary Chino, and so I wanted to get this out there before they do that talking about it to maybe get the response during the thing. Here I opened with it, but have it again. I need a minute. I just had to click a box to try and convince the thing that I was human. I know. All you think that dive is crazy? Try diving into material reality, pal. Uh, so there's a thing I must do that involves me buying myself some more time. So here's the next few minutes of that speech in case it's at all relevant.
On purpose. We have to, let's say, let them die willfully so that we're not caught with this frozen dead thing in our hand. And that's right there in the story of Genesis. That's what happens. There are many traditions which say that the fruit that God had forbidden Adam and Eve was going to be given to them. It's there in Jewish tradition. We find it in the church fathers. You've heard me, if you listen to any of my videos, you've heard me talk about Saint Ephraim the Syrian. Saint Ephraim the Syrian says that explicitly. But in order for it to be real, they couldn't grab it for themselves. It was the grabbing for themselves that transformed it into death. That God was to give it to them. They had to receive it as a gift from heaven, is the best way to describe that. So I want to give I always give the same examples, but you can kind of understand it in anything that you experience. And when I say that this is true for the world to exist, I really mean it technically. I mean it in anything that you can imagine, anything that you can participate in.
Listen, the nothing will be here any minute. I will just sit here and let it take me away too.
Oh, hey, everybody. Look, the thing I had to do was put my tip hat out because I'm busking. I'm an internet busker. That's what I think. It's either busker or shill or grifter. But I try real hard to busk for you guys. I really, really do. And this is the what do you call it? Hey, Iggy. This is the the kinder garden. Oh, we got to do the kinder garden part now, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just say. For reasons that I could only really in good faith, right, disclose on the other side of a paywall. Okay, we'll say it that way. For reasons I could only disclose on the other side of a paywall, um, I I I want to show you a thing, and all I'm going to do is do this to show you the thing because I don't really. I think it would be an unnecessary risk to the channel for me to do any additional showing of the thing that I'm about to show you. But here it is. Here it is. Oh look! Oh look! This is a thing that happened in the world. In the world. In the world. You know, whoa, hey, who's that guy? I don't know. What's that all about? Hey, okay, then, so there, just so you know, remember, everybody.
There is no agency. We want
what's best.
Yeah.
And now, you know what? I'm not gonna. No, I don't. No, here. Here's the dark part of the show. Okay. The thing that is said that was presented to us by the gods was generally agriculture and city building things, and just if you can just take that farming, the concept of farming, right, and the fractals, right, farming and fractals. That's really all I got to say for someone to take it as dark as it needs to go for them, I think. And to that extent, it's you find yourself okay, like, so do I and just roll with it, or what's a rabbit does a rabbit, and where does a rabbit to if a rabbit rabbits, and there may not be a rabbit hole for the rabbits. So then what's a rabbit to do? What's a rabbit to do? And that, I guess, will be as much of the kinder garden as I actually get into this evening. I think what I am going to do, though, for the rest of the show is what had happened. There was a moment in the Estuary Chino conference, which has been released in a bootleg, thanks to some of the classier people we've met there, and but I have access to the pre-release version with the good audio, and what I'd like to do as a pre-presentation before the live stream today is clip in the you'll see, and maybe we'll go into that. But I'm gonna need them, and still, if there's anybody in the corner, pressure them to make me a commercial, because I still only have Chads. But here it is once again. And
Hey there, I'm Chad the Alcoholic, and the creator of the Friday Morning Nameless channel. I'd like to welcome you to join us for the latest and greatest and most up-to-date information about all the things happening in this corner of the internet. I want to thank you for your time and your attention.
Before I finished, for some reason, I see here in my notes that I have minute 33 of this talk by our good friend Jonathan Basher highlighted. So let's go see what that's all about real fast.
Like, I shouldn't say that, because the idea is not to fast so that you have more pleasure, like some of the Epicureans, but that is going to happen. Actually, it's like and we see that in the way that the Orthodox tradition presents the spiritual life. That's actually how the whole spiritual life is presented. I often bewilder people when I tell them that if you read the writings of the monks and the ascetics, they tell you to not care for any spiritual.
Oh yeah. See, this I remember why I put the note down there now, because you see, this is bullshit. This is them playing some Molochian gaming the system thing to get more spiritual manifest. It's here. Okay, all right. Listen to him play it out, and then I'll attack it, and then you can laugh, and it'll be good times. Ready? Okay, ready. Is that a one and a two and a?
I often bewilder people when I tell them that if you read the writings of the monks and the ascetics, they tell you to not care for any spiritual experience. Like, don't visions, don't pay attention to that. Consolations, forget it. Don't think about any of that. It's like you see an angel, you see Christ appear to you, ignore it. And it's like, what? Actually how it works. That's actually how it works. And so the monk that ignores the spiritual consolations in a strange paradox will have more spiritual consolation than anybody who is gonna go out to look for their little spiritual experience. And that's actually, like I said, how the world works. And so ultimately, I think that
Okay. Let's break this down. He's saying that how the world works is that, like, Seek and ye shall find? No, no. Pretend you're not seeking and ignore it until it'll get louder and louder until it breaks through. And it'll just keep getting louder until you finally listen. But no, you're not trying to listen. You're trying to maximize how many times it says hello and smacks you in the head because you're a messed up monk, aren't you? Aren't you, you little. Oh, what?
Hopefully you'll see that it is anti-symbolic in the sense that it's the aspect of reality that I don't talk about as much, but it's very important. It's very important, and it's true for all the things that I say. That the secret part of it, or the hidden part of it, is that all of the things that I talk about, all of the beautiful imagery, all of the powerful manifestations of these patterns, they all only exist in a sacrifice. They all only exist in the manner in which they're capable of emptying themselves into higher participations. And so we have to enjoy the meaning that is provided to us by kind of seeing the world that way, but we always have to be careful not to grasp it. So that was my message for you this morning.
No. Hi, everybody. That's the official show part of the show. Everything else is bonus, which means I won't be near as entertaining. We'll start by feeding the ducks. Hey, Greek. Thanks for laughing along with us. I hope everyone is feeling virtually not alone. And to symbolize that, we can do a little one of our meditations. First, though, let's give a special thank you to the Shadow Cabal of production executives. If you're not a member of the Shadow Cabal, you can still send good vibes to them for doing what they do to make this show possible right now. So, and then we can all feel virtually not alone together with this big bubble here. Watch. Oh, where my thoughts escaping. Oh, where my music's playing. Okay, and see now, and if we get an optimal grip on that, and don't grasp it too tightly, the whole grasping thing. See, okay, so I consider it still estuary salt, right? Because I cannot go like take, hey, you guys know what, Alan Watts, right, and just drop it into the corn into and have like a take from the three big names from Estuary Chino. Like I can't just, hey guys, what about all the Alan Watts estuary salt? But one of the better ones that I got from him is that this experience, it's best like to Christianize it. We're the breath, right? So it's inhale, it's attach, detach. It's breathe, just fucking breathe, bro. Like if you're good, whatever you make it, like as far as you make it in this life, it will be by breathing your way through it. Remember it.
This agency. We walk
Now, I've deleted it from the video clips that were here, and I have to see if I can find it again because in order to properly uh, 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 present present the backstory of the Q&A and the Q&A as one entity, I will have to once again find the Nemesis clip, I'm afraid. And I don't even know. Maybe we can skip that part. But here's the good audio version of the whole thing, and you guys can tell me what backstory is actually needed. Eh?
In it, it's dangerous, right? As soon as there's one leader and everybody follows, it's dangerous. But if the leader says, "Oh, Peter, you are my stone. I'm going to build my."
Okay. So since I'm in it, right? I've watched this a few times, and check this out. Every time now, it did. I don't know that it kicked in the very first time, but it goes like this.
As soon as there's one leader and everybody follows, it's dangerous. But if the leader says, "Oh, Peter, you are my
Sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me
my stone. I'm going to
happy.
build my church on you." And then he gives authority to different disciples for different things that are important. Then you feel like, okay, so this person trusts others along the line. But if the leader doesn't trust anyone, yeah, you're in a dictatorship. Hey,
Hello.
finally meeting you in
Is
person.
this working? Okay, hello.
And you got Alan Moore to
Yes, I have a
flash at
gift
me.
for you from your nemesis.
You got Prometheus. That's awesome.
It's his masterwork
It
about the
is.
apocalypse.
Thank
and,
you. Thanks.
If you'd like
Oh,
to,
that's an amazing gift, man.
if you'd like to tear
Thank
it
you
apart
so much.
symbolically, that'd be great.
That's an amazing gift.
So
I have once in a while gone on Amazon to see if there's like a little collection I can get, then find a way that I could buy it, but then not have my kids have access
way to throw the Bezos promo in, bro.
to it. If I get it, where do I put it so my kids don't read it? Sorry.
So I don't know if you're familiar with like your friends putting you into sticky situations,
Okay.
but I had a really great question for John, and Paul knew I wanted to talk to you, so this happened. I don't really care if you need the backstory for this or not. Here's what happened, right? Okay, so by the time they're asking us for questions, I think I've heard John talk, or I picked it up from one of the panel things, right? But they're talking about how cultures do the whole collapsing thing, and I'm like, that totally maps to the small networking thing, yeah. And they don't make that connection during their talk, and so I'm like, hey, I'll ask John about that. It'll be a great thing to have on the record. And so Catherine's like, hey, anybody want to ask the questions? You come up here, you tell me who you want to ask the question to. I'm like, hey, I'd like to ask Vereki a question there. And then I bug her off. And then meanwhile, Pastor Paul sneaks in there and he's like, hey, Catherine, change that there from Vereki to Paggio. That's what I want to see on this stage. And she's like, yeah, Pastor Paul, that's a good one. And so this happened instead of I had to make up a question on the spot. I wasn't prepared for this confrontation like I could have been. People have gone online and accused me of stylizing myself as a holy fool. What what should I make of that? Where do I go from there? And I don't care. Again, I wanted you guys to tell me. Oh, what? Oh, yes. I asked them a little question. Um, and here's I need the backstory to be connected with that. And so what you do if you want to see the backstory to that is you go to the Benjamin Boyce channel over here like this. Watch. He'll probably CS strike me, right? But whatever. With this with 86,000 subs for the cat calms. And then here somewhere you scroll. Oh, look. Justin talked to him. That guy, I met that guy at the Estuary Chino conference. Am I showing you this? No, not really. Look, like, let me see. I met that guy there. Who else was there? No, there in Rebels in Search of a King. It says right. It's in this one here.
This like,
Oh, look, at about 13 minutes, maybe. Let's go back. Let's go back in time. Let's go to 11:11 and see. We'll start there.
Since we're in T,
some things.
it's late.
Right for any of it. It's just like, what am I doing?
It's late antiquity all over again.
Yeah, so they're looking for something solid to stand on.
Okay.
You know.
And
Robin Fox wrote a really interesting book on sort of the first half of Augustine's life, and in late antiquity.
Yes, Wokel. Well, this is the episode of Benjamin Boyce, Wokel, Jonathan Pesho, Pastor Paul. It's quite the five manner, if you will. 4 manner, 4 manner, 4.5. But fun fact from the Estuary Chino event, somebody confused me and Wokel enough to think that the strawberry thing that he did in here was me doing the thing. That was a fun moment. That was a fun moment. I think I'll like him too. It maybe after a medication.
This fad of virginity really took hold, and wealthy families were in absolute terror of their daughters joining convents and their sons joining monasteries, because suddenly all of these marriages arranged since their childhood were being torn asunder because people just wanted out of the sexual marketplace, as it were.
Huh.
And that's coming around again, it appears.
Was this early Christian monasteries and convents or something else?
Yeah, late antiquity, so 3rd, 4th, 5th century.
Okay.
I mean, basically, when after the conversion of Constantine and the end of the persecution, a lot of, obviously, when persecution ended, then people flooded back into the church. There's a lot of people that had been marginally Christian or had denounced their Christianity or just kind of stayed in the edge. All of a sudden, it's like this flood. So then the hardcore people needed a new way to show that they were hardcore, and then the monasteries became that for them.
Okay,
for the elites.
Yeah,
There's a point to be made about that.
Just running in from wherever he is.
He's making macaroni a bit.
I'm
throwing on clothes and feeding children. And wait.
There is a point to be made about the fact that the dramatic categories of the libertine liberal left get their kind of paradigm from this idea that Elvis shaking his hips was like this transgressive thing. And because that transgressive paradigm of liberty is for them what they seek, they're always finding a new boundary to try and recreate that moment.
Yeah.
And so they're always chasing that.
The Elvis movie that came out recently, which was pretty well made, that you could just see that's exactly what they were playing into. It was like, here's this like technology that be able to think like, wait,
the political tides and taking wokeness, because they're like, what do you do with rebellious instinct? What do you do with ambition?
You didn't really find that under, in terms of its.
Yeah, the proper thing to do is to find the clip beforehand, and I never service you properly in that fashion. But nobody calls me out on it either. I have to do it myself until I get an accountability stalker. How am I going to make any progress? Really?
About some of it's a autoeroticism too.
All right, let's just try it. Let's just try this the old-fashioned way, okay? The old-fashioned way is you click on the dots to open the transcript, like this here, right? And then you do Control F, GRIZ. Hey, look, there it is. 8 minutes and 5 seconds. That's 7 feet. There it is. There. 7.
Just because the quality of people that come to these things is so high that
it really is.
It makes it great. Yeah.
What's?
I like that word, quest.
Good word.
So we will be talking, and we will have the conference again will be kicked off with Paintball for Jesus. Grim Grizz wanted to be on a cross and a jockstrap and have all of us shooting at him with paintballs.
Oh,
but apparently the paintball venue didn't really find that under, in terms of its liabilities.
Yeah.
Something Grim Grizz and a jockstrap on a cross will likely not be appearing.
Yeah, that's good. I probably wouldn't show up for that. Just to warn you.
Its liabilities.
Yeah.
Something Grim Grizz and a jockstrap on a cross will likely not be appearing.
Yeah, that's good. I probably wouldn't show up for that. Just to warn you, Paul. Even the name Paintball for Jesus causes deep hesitation in me. But I'll play along. But if there's some act of desacralization involved, I'll just skip it.
Why not call it apostolic paintball? Isn't that a little bit safer?
Apostolic paintball.
Well, Grim Grizz kind of think. I mean, churches forever, this, Benjamin, have had these softball leagues and all these sports leagues, and he thinks that for Grizz and his own story, he just sees the
But he's also like he plays the role a bit of a kind of a holy clown. Like that's the role he's kind of taken for himself, a kind of holy fool kind of character.
Yeah.
Is this mostly men's?
Some people have gone online and accused me of stylizing myself as a holy fool. What should I make of that? Where do I go from there? And do you have any recommendations for monetizing from that position?
All right. So someone asked, I've had that discussion before, and someone asked me, how do you recognize the difference between just a fool and a holy fool? Right? Because that's true, because sometimes they're just fools. So the question, are you just a fool?
Jury's out.
No. So actually, the way that I think one of the ways that you recognize the fool, the holy fool, or the fool that plays the role that's coming close to that role, is that the holy fool always makes sure that the last joke is on him. Right? Always make sure that the joke, or the turn, the wheel of kind of making fun of everything at the end kind of falls back on them, and they kind of take that. So they'll make fun of the king, but then they want to make sure that at the end of the performance, everybody's laughing at the fool. And so I think that's a little image, because sometimes I'm not saying this is your case, but I have encountered people that are just mean, and that they think they're being holy fools by just being mean, and they think they can just point out what's wrong with everything, and they think that that's something that has value in itself. Not necessarily. The holy fool has a different aspect, and it's also the holy fool. The holy fool plays a role in secretly legitimizing the thing he's participating in. And that's part of what the holy fool does, right? So the jester, the gesture is mocking the king and legitimizing the king at the same time, right? He's helping the king to avoid the problem of tyranny with the king thinking that he's God and has no faults, and so he'll make sure we all know that the king's got everything.
Hive mind. Here's a quiz. I don't believe we've ever done this before, but I'm going to replay the last 15 seconds or so. And if any of you notice if any of you share, if your salient snitch highlights for you enough that you comment with the same thing my salient snitch just highlighted for me, I will give you a +7 indigo bonus on next stream savings throws. Okay? This is a brand new game. Here we go. Ready? Like, what does your snitch see? Say in the comments. Hive mind, buzz away. Buzz away.
He's helping the king to avoid the problem of tyranny with the king thinking that he's God and has no faults, and so he'll make sure we all know that the king's got everything under that robe that we do, right? It's like he's as messy as all of us, right? So he's gonna try to do that, but he's ultimately doing to serve the kingdom, right, and not to destroy it. So maybe that's it. But I don't know for the monetization part. I don't know. But
yeah, the king usually pays him, right?
That's right. That's a problem. So you gotta. It's good to meet you, man. Good to meet you.
All right, so I guess I interrupted it, and that's now a bad cut. But you have okay. No dust, but thank you. I appreciate that. Here. Let's do a timer countdown, a musical countdown to your time to enter for the +7 indigo bonus, and I'll replay the portion of a question without volume.
Mocking the king
as we go. To see if you see what I see with the snitch in this scene here. It disturbs me to no end that Dolly asks, "Who is the king?" And my eyes hit Jung and then Moloch. But all right, let's try one more time. Would you guys? Could it be that you guys would like a? Would you like a hint? Would you like a hint? Hey, Greek got it, everybody. Greek with the +7. What the heck is with that bottle over there that says hint? Who did that staging? Who is behind that choice? That decision tree? That cause and effect chain, which resulted in the bottle what said hint facing the camera thusly. What? Thank you, Greek, for catching it. I love it that when I know that those in the hive mind also have eyes to see. And that's when I show them stuff like this. This is how you can join the morale division of the Fringe Nexus Cafe, where we support his staff, including Buddy, Sylvia, and Rascal, and their handler, Grimgris, with these fancy membership join buttons. Isn't that neat? Here's this one. Remember it. This we walk past. Oh no! Oh no! I accidentally let that one play too long. You're not supposed. I'm sorry. Sorry. Here's a ding to wash it out. No, not everybody has to see the same things I do. That's what makes the beholder work so well, Dolly, is that we see things differently and bring it together around the campfire, like we did in Anachino. Oh my goodness, did we share some visions then, eh? Maybe we should run that as a proper close to this fascinating episode we've just done with so many references to the estuary Chino event. Why not the Anna Chino highlight for everyone that actually attended?
Not within the seeing of the sun, not within the singeing of the strong sun, tall suns tinging or treacherous the tainting of the earth's air. Somewhere else where there is, ah well, where one, yes, I can tell such a key, I do know such a place, where whatever's prized and passes of us, everything that's fresh and fast flying of us, seems to us sweet of us, and swiftly away with, done away with, undone, done with, soon done with, and yet dearly and dangerously sweet of us, with the wimple water dimpled, not by morning matched face, the flower of beauty, fleece of beauty too apt to fleet, never fleets more, fastened with a tenderest truth to its own best being and its loveliness of youth. It is the everlastingness of it is in all you. Come then your way.
And did me sporting the Rascal shirt get any sales? Who is that? Whose fault is that? Is that on me? Oh, yeah, because we still got to fix the transparency. It's my fault. It's totally my fault.
And airs and looks, locks made in gear, gallantry and gaiety and grace, winning ways, airs, innocent maiden manners, sweet looks.
I might see if I can just get my group to
long
meet.
locks, love locks, gay gear, going gallant girl grace. Resign them, sign them, seal them, send them, motion them with breath, and with sighs, soaring sighs, deliver them. Beauty and the ghosts deliver it early now, long before death. Give
To address this one, these high muted plum, you get a +4 to next savings throws. Thanks for saying something in the hive mind chat. The Dead Poets Society reference. I would say you would think though, right? If it was only people bringing in their favorite old text, right? But particularly in the circles off campfire, with the discussions were had, there were the kind where you leave your phone out where it can't hear you, and that we're coming together to places where we can say things where we're not monitored, and also just that we can try and say things that we can say and see where we can't say them anymore in the public. These sorts of things where there's like a collapse of trust in the institutions, the narrative generating institutions, as they've differentiated and catered to in the niches, and now none of us fit the niche. And anyway, we don't trust it, so we're coming together to form our own information validation. Like, okay, what's really going on over there for you, and that sort of thing. And as that bubbles up, it's actually more worth to me than a Dead Poets Society. I hope that is useful. But this part's kind of cool. I think like sharing stuff that moves you is nice. I like it.
beauty back, beauty back to God. Beauty's self and beauty's giver. See, not a hair is, not an eyelash, not the least lash lost. Every hair is, hair of the head numbered. Nay, what we had light-handed left, and surely the mere mold will have waked and have waxed and have walked what with the wind while we slept. This side, that side, hurling a heavy-handed hundredfold, what while we slumbered. Oh, then weary, then why should we tread? Oh, why are we so haggard at the heart, so care coiled, care killed, so fagged, so fashed, so cogged, so cumbered? When the thing we freely forfeit is kept with a fonder care, Fonder of care kept than we could have kept it. Far with a fonder of care, and we should have lost it. Finer, fonder of care kept. Where kept do, but tell us where kept. Where yonder. What high is that? We fall now. We fall. I know, like I just mainly just pleasure. There's a strange meaning. You cannot be a hobby for the I mean,
with that kind of dog. And then I was like, hey, how old are you, boss?
Yo. What's up?
You can't see me, bro, so I'm good. No face, no case. Yo. Leave it right, bro.
All right, that last bit is the AAA fella who helped us out. But special thanks to everybody who contributed to the Chino 23 fund that made all of that possible. And I think you all should ask some good questions of those fellas, particularly with regards to the idolatry of the secret sacred self, and how that's like the only it's only your false concept of self that associates with the church membership, really.